Bottom left of the map, the fourth map in the Acer Team Story Cup match between the Joey FlashWolves and NrS. We have Leenock, so far successful against 3 opponents, and he is facing his 4th opponent now. It's the first Zerg versus Zerg that we have in this particular team matchup, and right now it's going to be Roof. Roof wants to take down Leenock, has to take down Leenock. If he doesn't do it, then they are down to the ace player, NrS that is. Leenock is in a position where he needs 2 more wins to all kill his opponent's team. We had a couple of all kills already, but now being in the second week of the Acer Team Story Cup season, the ranking is starting to shape up a little bit. We had, for example, also EG getting completely wrecked by Innovation. And tomorrow, EG will play their second match. They're going up against Team Liquid, and it's going to be a pretty sick game, so make sure that you tune in for this. It's going to be pretty amazing to see how EG is going to do against TL, especially since they are in desperate need of a couple of map wins, and of course, a team victory on top of that. Right now, though, we're focusing a little bit on the Taiwanese team with their 2 Korean players. Leenock done a great job so far in the last game. Cross really for quite some time able to withstand the Korean pressure, but then at some point Leenock just suddenly snowballed and bam, the game was over within like the shortest period of time. So at this point we have the hatch started for both of them first. We are on a big map, it is cross position, something that both players do not know yet, but they will find out eventually, of course. And I would actually, at first I thought that Roof might go for some kind of like greedy play, like in terms of like cheesy, going for, let's say, an early pool, trying to make something happen with early banelings, but nothing like that. He wants to go into a normal play against his opponent, and it's pretty impressive to me, since Leenock is a very strong player to face, and for Roof, making sure that he goes into like this type of play, he must be very confident in his abilities to make this happen. It's also, of course, that the lineup for NrS is not all that big. We only have a couple of players in there, and most of the heavy hitters were already defeated by Leenock, so it's very difficult for the team to really, prepare anything here. It's not like they have this big, deep roster where they can suddenly train a lot of snipers. That's not really the case. So right now they're probably also starting to think about the ace player. I guess it's going to be Leenock. I would be very surprised. Sorry, not Leenock, but Welmo, of course. I would be very surprised if it is not Welmo. And I guess everybody out there watching these games right now is probably having the exact same opinion. But for now, it's going to be the Zerg versus Zerg that we are going to focus on. The Overlords having a quick look at each other, so they know by now that they are cross-positioned, and that gives them a little bit more freedom. In terms of gas, we have Roof a lot faster than Leenock. Leenock is actually playing this completely without gas. He didn't take a single extractor yet. He will have a late speed. And if you have the late speed, it usually just means that you won't be in a position where you can move out onto the map. The big problem that you have is that if you do so and you meet speedlings, your opponent can attack you, can disengage you if he has the inferior numbers, but if he realizes that he can take you down, you cannot run away. You have to fight. You have no other option. So Leenock will play a little bit more passive later on, but for now, where speed is not really a problem, the Lings are just running in and trying to maybe get a kill or 2. There are already a few queens, but he might be able to get into the main base. No, not quite. And, well, can he take those 2 queens down? Because, to be quite honest with you, there's no transfuse just yet. He might be able to make that work. Queen number 1 is dead, and he gets the second queen. And no, the Lings save her. The Zerglings save the queen. 200 resources lost for both of them. I would take that position if I was Leenock, taking down one of the queens. That works for him. That kills at least 1 inject of Roof. We have a 4 queen defense for Leenock on the other hand, still not taking gas. Well, as I said, he takes the triple extractor. But we have Roof with the aggression, and well, I was saying it earlier, I expected a bit of aggressive gameplay by Roof, and I guess that's exactly what we get. A little bit different from what I thought. I thought he might go for an early pool and try to make that work on a 4-player map and surprise Leenock, but it is a different style that he chooses to go for. We have a Baneling nest and a lot of Zerglings on 2 bases with only 23 harvesters. And looking at this, Leenock doesn't have anything to defend, and he just started building 10 harvesters. So now it's a single Spinecrawler that he has. He sees all the Lings coming in, and he starts immediately to enforce the wall. And he needs to. The queens come down, he needs Spinecrawlers and queens, he needs transfuses here, and he needs them fast. He doesn't have the energy. Well, he has the energy for 1 transfuse, that's about it for now. The Spinecrawler still isn't done just yet. Leenock is building his own Baneling nest, and also Zerglings. But there come the Banelings, 4, 8 in total, trying to bust through, and they are in. The Spine Crawler is not gonna happen. He busts through the Queen, he's in. Roof is able to just bust through the wall here, but does he have what it takes to really take down Leenock right now? The Harvester count is still in favor of the FlashWolves player. More Banelings morphing in the back of the natural, and it looks very good for Roof. He might have a good chance here to take this game. It's all about the Baneling hits, I feel, because losing a few Harvesters is something that Leenock can absolutely afford to do. He can lose a couple of Harvesters, it's not going to be a big deal. Banelings are going to be built here. Top left, the Baneling's not doing too much just yet. Looking at the Harvester lost on the other hand, 29 versus 29, and Baneling hits everywhere in the main base right now. I'm a little bit too late to the party, my bad. So we have 39 versus 38 supply overall. And let's just look at army supply and worker supply once again. Roof a bit ahead here, but what about the tech? We have speed for him started. Leenock is also on the way to get speed. He has those 2 evolution chambers. He also has the Spine Crawler at the front. But it is actually Roof who takes the advantage. Roof has the advantage at this point. We have him in a position where he is going straight into the lair tech. He also has the superior harvester count. I had it a few seconds ago and he still does. So pretty well done by Roof here. Losing a lot more resources than his opponent though, but so far it was definitely worth it. How is Leenock gonna play things? He's gonna go into +1/+1 instead and trying to just somehow make something work with yeah, actually with what? Like, what is he trying to make work here? Can he do something which is a counter aggression on 1-1 with his Banelings? Is that gonna work out for him? Is it gonna be something that he's even attempting to do? Because he's still droning up, and that kinda indicates that he wants to go into maybe his own lair tech. And it's also going to take him quite some time to get the +1/+1 out there. He at least has the speed upgrade now done and is going into a third base that is so far not scouted by his opponent since there is no Overlord in the vicinity. Lings are running in, and yeah, there are too many Banelings. He can't really get anything done there just yet. Well, he's going to make that work somehow, I guess, or trying to deny that third base to his opponent. The Baneling stilling around, but that's suddenly the Baneling aggression of Leenock. He moves the Banelings. There's great detonation on the other hand that we saw there by Roof just a second ago. Really well played. Leenock gets his own hits off. Do those Banelings, if they get in, that could be amazing for him. If they get into the drone line there, maybe gets a lot of Harvesters. 11 against 10 Banelings hits, or Banelings killed, 6 against 1. Leenock taking the lead once again. The Harvester count now 41 against 33 in favor of the Lenoctopus, and also the faster third base. Streaming across the map once more. This game is basically them going blow for blow here, but Roof has the better tech and tries to go into the Spire, wants to go for the Mutalisks here, which is of course, once it has been spotted, something that Leenock can easily counter with Spore Crawlers. The 1-1 is about to be done, and this third base will have to be cancelled. The 1-1 upgrades really being a big problem for Roof, because if Leenock starts to be aggressive here right now, the Banelings get in again, taking down even more Harvesters. The Harvester count is now 35 against 42, and I guess the Zerglings alone can already take this. No more Banelings for Roof, and the GG called. Leenock takes the game and puts NrS down to the ace player. Leenock kills 4 in a row and is 1 map away from all killing NrS.